Hello. It's Sunday. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Look at what I found. I'm so excited. These were like $20. And they're dahlias. They're not like floret, but they come in a container and there were 3 bulbs in them. So like if I even get like half of that, dude, this is such a deal. So we got 4 of them. I'm gonna get to work on these right now. I'm so excited because dahlias are incredible. I was just like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, dahlias are like really hard to find. And this is like done, you know what I mean? And if it doesn't work, like even if one comes up, it's a deal. So yeah, so I'm really pumped. I'm really pumped, but yeah. So it's Sunday. I took last week off. I mean, I vlogged, but like I didn't edit or upload. I haven't even uploaded the vlog that goes up today yet. I didn't even edit it. But I feel better. It's been a week. It was just really nice to take something off my list. You know what I mean? And then with the kids, we gave chores to, so they're starting that experience. But yeah, and I got a bunch of gardening done and planting. I have a ton more to do. I have a ton more to do, but it's okay. And Jeremy and I talked about just kind of some stuff that I want to do to get me some wins. And yeah, we're gonna work on some obelisks. I think we're gonna get a shed, a better shed that we can like walk into. We're gonna tackle this like perimeter thing here that's overgrown now. And then we're gonna tackle the back porch and clean it up. So it's just gonna be a lot nicer. And then everything's starting to really heal. And like I'm seeing a lot more green and just, you know what I mean? Like it's coming back. And it's such a metaphor for how I feel. So we're doing okay. We're doing okay today. And yeah, I saw that. I had like a stupid reaction. I was like, oh my God. I was like, even if, like, who cares? They're $20. I'm like, you know how much dahlias are going for right now? Oh my God. He's like, no. And I was like, a lot. So yeah, so I'm really pumped about that. I got my bears. We is hanging. Let me see. I'm a little Sue Gardner. We is hanging. Yeah. So we hanging, everybody. I'm gonna make some cookies. I have to make I totally forgot. I promised my friend I'd make her cookies. She's had a really rough, the snowpocalypse like decimated her house. So, I mean, it's bad. So her house is like totally gutted, like down to the studs. And like it's crazy. It's just crazy. Anyway, so, I told her I'd make her cookies. So I gotta do that. I need a minute though. If I can do that probably tomorrow and drop them off tomorrow night, I think that'd be a nice like Monday, you know, not every day has to suck kind of feeling. Yeah, and then I don't know, it's been kind of a weird but good. Look at my dahlias, look at these tubers. Oh my God, look at this. Crazy. This is crazy. Okay, so what do you want me to do? Look at this. Like straight up, it just has like the dirt in there. Just add water, like straight up, look. Mind blowing. All right, so you want me to, where's my thing at? Yeah, keep bulbs cool. Honey bunny, we're doing this. What do you want me to do? Jesus. Oh, I gotta work on birds this week too. Plant the dahlias with a crown 5 centimeters below the soil surface. Okay. Like a lot of water and oh, I should put some bulb tone in with this. Crazy. This is like a lot of bulbs. Okay, let's get some bulb tone. So yeah, so my friend Becky, I know a few Beckys, but my one friend Becky, I promised her cookies, and then I sent out a call to like my local friends saying, hey, like, I'm gonna need a new nail salon. At about a month's time when I'm fully vaccinated, and I haven't had my nails done professionally in a year, you know, and so my nail salon closed, which sucks. Like it like really bums me out, but I mean, like, what are you gonna do, right? So I I put out a call, and a bunch of friends that locally all gave me different recommendations. So I'm going to start with the closest one to me and then kind of work my way out. But I mean, oh wow, that's sprouting. Crazy. This is like so trippy. What a fun little like easy dahlia planting experience. How fun is this? This is so fun. This is so fun. And I have 4 of these things. Oh my God, what a wonderful, what a deal. What a deal. God, I love this. Let me tell you, I know I sound like a nut job, but like plant shit, it's so fun. Seriously, it is. That one's done. I may be the most annoying version of myself. I just really needed that week. It should just not. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it was. I just needed to not. And Jesus Christ, these are kind of angle sucks, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Yeah, and I just feel a lot better. I feel like a little more reinvigorated. I feel like I've had some time to like just chill. I like still been productive, but just a little less feels good, you know? Just, it really does. Okay, here's one. It's so funny, they're like, these blooms like a lot of water, and like all the dahlia folks are like, don't water them until they sprout. You don't want them to rot. It's like you do a little bit and then you leave it. I hope these come up. This would be so fun. But yeah, it's so weird because like normally on Sundays I've like meal planned, I got the grocery order put in, like I'm further along, and I just am not, but I like don't care. And it feels really great. It just feels really great to be like, it's fine. And I've got some rosé in the fridge. I'm gonna have some rosé tonight. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Planting up some more dahlias that I got for us. God, I hope these come up because what a steal. And I swear to God, I feel like they like I mean, I know they didn't, but it like kind of feels like they pre-sprouted some of these, which is just like crazy in a good way. This is called the Crazy Love Dahlia. They look like this. And that's so cool. Oh, and I just finished the girls' Easter baskets, so they're ready for when they get back. It's just one less thing for me to do later. It just makes me feel like ahead of the game even when I know I'm not. What you doing?
Well, we're working on setting up drip irrigation. So yeah. We ran this black hose all the way down through, around, and it's at the base of the fence, and you can barely see it.
Yeah, it's buried underneath the ground too.
It's buried underneath the ground so the Landroid doesn't run it over.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes and it connects in right at the hose.
Mm-hmm.
So now what we're doing is the challenge is that each one of Sarah's plants has a different watering need.
Mm-hmm.
That is a
What is
murder
that?
hornet?
What is that? I don't know. I don't think it's a murder hornet. I think those are black.
We should have the oldest daughter come out here.
Mm. She'll love him. Yeah.
So
anyway.
So the idea is we have this black line here. This is a supply line.
Yeah.
And then this comes.
So that's 1/2 inch drip tube?
So this is 1/2 inch.
Okay.
So this will run at 25 PSI, and if we put this directly on a bed, it would flood the bed.
Correct. So this is good if you, like, in completely different circumstances, but you'd still want to manipulate that. So there are tons of people on YouTube that have videos, extensive videos on this stuff.
So this, and keep in mind, this is just me. I am the type of person that'll waste a couple $100 learning something. So keep in mind, this is just the way I approach to do this, but this would be the line that feeds from your hose. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be your higher pressure line. And so then what we're doing is we're putting in valves here. And so the way my long-term goal here is these valves, you see they have wires off of them. You wire them up just like a regular sprinkler system. So what Sarah's going to be able to do is she'll be able to go and look at her plants and be like, okay, I want zone 1, which is the far bed over there. I want that to run for 2 minutes. I want zone 2 to run for 3 minutes.
So we can actually set up to where each of my beds are a zone. And then we're gonna go through and actually put little, basically direct the water to the plants so it's feeding the soil correctly. And not, because you know what I mean, it's all about soil health ultimately. Healthy soil equals healthy plants, equals less bugs. You get my drift? So that's really how you're doing it. Man, these things are just taking off. It's awesome. Yeah.
So what we're doing is these are going to be, each one of these valves is a zone. And so basically what I've done is I've taken this main hose, this big hose. This is supply line. So this supplies the majority of the water. And then think of these as like an individual light switch. I turn this one will go to this bed. I turn this valve on. The supply line comes over to here, and then we'll have a line like this come off like this over to here, and then Sarah will go and she'll plug in to here and take little line and feed individual plants.
Yeah.
And so
really exciting.
That is,
and then we can, the ultimate thing, we'll be able to control it all through a phone app, which is great. So then your water consumption and all of that's super strategic. And ultimately the plant health is stronger. So that's awesome. And then the other thing that's really great is where we live, it can get so hot that you have to be really mindful of soil and like how dehydrating it can be. So we were thinking about it and being able to go in the morning, like at sunrise to sunset and going, oh, it needs even more. You can do that without just like A, physical capital of just dragging the hose all the way up, and B, being more strategic with your water consumption. You know, so some things need to dry out in between, some things don't, XYZ, you know what I mean? But yeah, so this is gonna be great. And I'm super excited. I'm so distracted. I fixed the soil in this bed and things are coming up and I'm absolutely thrilled about it.
So the cool thing about this is also like if we decide to go on vacation,
yeah,
we don't have to try to train somebody to water these.
Yeah, so like whoever watches Adelaide isn't gonna have to come out here and get like a 20-minute session on how to water the garden and whatnot, which is really nice. And
to be honest, and still have trouble with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably really stressful for her, so like I don't need to do that to her. She's a sweet kid. She doesn't need that kind of pressure. So essentially, yeah, we'll be able to run, so like my beans, for example, my beans are doing real well, but I've got chamomile here, right? So this is doing, man. So with the range in temperature and with the range in, you know, weather and all that kind of stuff, it gives the freedom of, it might rain today, I'll just do a little bit. Or, oh, it didn't wind up not raining, whatever, right? It gives you that kind of freedom, which is really great. And then ultimately it'll help with, especially considering, I mean, we're only on like 1/3 of an acre and I grow and obviously on way less than that. I have 64 crops in like all my beds and bags. So the amount of like knowledge that you need to have for that, you know, and the specificity, this is just helpful in general. So I can actually like delegate and it's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? It won't get like catastrophically devastated or anything like that. Hi, how are you? It is Wednesday. I thought I would come out before this week got any further away from me and touch base with y'all. Pardon my hair. I've been doing stuff. I took a little break and I needed it. I really did. This past month or so has been really, really hard on me for a variety of reasons, and it just got to be to the point where I just wasn't myself, and I just couldn't find, you know, I kind of touched on this in prior videos, but I'm just at my limit. And so I just took a break and I focused on just a couple of things. You know, just a couple of things. It's the Landroid. It's our lawnmower. I am plagued by robots. But I wanted to come out and say hi and give you a little update on stuff. I showed y'all the rocks and I showed y'all the rosemary that's been taken out now. I'm gonna go out this weekend and I'm gonna see what I can find in terms of things to replace it with. I have decided I think I'm gonna put something ornamental there. I don't put food in the ground. I've said this before. I don't use my the ground that came with the house. I don't use that for food because the people that lived here before had pigs and I don't trust the soil yet. I'm overly cautious on that. I do know that, but honestly, it's my house. I'm gonna do whatever I want and I don't want to put the food in the ground. Yeah. So I'm going to do that this weekend. I'm excited about that. Today I'm going to make dinner for, I'm trying to remember. I don't think I showed it. I think I might have mentioned it last month. But either way, there's a family. Well, there's two families in our neighborhood that have basically dedicated their like waking hours to vaccinating people. And so because of that, they don't feed themselves or like do normal things. So they've kind of coordinated like a meal train of sorts. And so I volunteered to feed them tonight. So I'm gonna make enchiladas and rice and some cookies for them, and both families live in our neighborhood, so it's not that bad. Like it's easy to take it. But I had gone ahead and I had bought like what are those things called? Those like aluminum pans that you'd buy for things like this. I bought that, so I'm gonna probably get going on cooking in the next 45 minutes or so. I'm gonna make cookies for them too, just because it's so nice what they do. It's the least I can do. And yeah. What can I tell you? I feel a lot better. I needed that break. I just needed to focus on, I needed a win. I needed a big win in a way that I could understand. And it sounds so hokey, but I was outside last Friday. We were working on this drip tube irrigation. That's something that's happening. So excited. And, cleaning up stuff. I was weeding and just kind of, you know, putzing around in the backyard. And I had looked, I think probably 50 different times throughout the course of the day. And it was just one of those moments where it was like the whole day was just populated with these little moments where it was like, man, it's really pretty back here. You know, it's like, it's just beautiful. And it's just going to keep getting more beautiful. And it felt like the universe telling me like, you're doing great. You know, you're doing good. We see you. You're putting in good work. Like, you're doing great. And I just started crying because I told Jeremy, like, I just really needed that. So that really helped. And then all of my crops have come up. Today was the first day that my last seed, I had seeded habanero peppers. They're habanero without the heat. I don't want to grow, I think I have like 1 or 2 hot peppers in the whole garden because of the kids. I don't want to like traumatize them. But that was taking a sweet time. Anyway, so it came up this morning, which is really exciting because the trend seems to be they take forever. And then when they come up, like they all come up within a couple of days. It's happened with everything. It'll be like 1, and then the next day it'll be like 3 or 4, and then within like 2 or 3 days there's like 10. So I'm like, okay, that's awesome. But yeah, so oh, that just reminded me, I'm gonna tomorrow, what's tomorrow, Thursday? Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the bird store. I'm gonna pick up some bird seed. We moved the bird bath. I'm gonna pick up, we have a bird house, but I'm gonna go in and I got vaccinated. That was something else I forgot to tell you. I got vaccinated. So tomorrow I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna get obviously masked. Like, I feel like I have to say that, right? Like, duh. And I'm gonna get stuff to take care of the birds because we have a bird's nest in one of our trees. So I think that's what, oh, it just makes me so happy. But yeah, so everything, I have so, oh my God, this garden tour is gonna be, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. This garden tour is gonna be spectacular. There's so much to show you. But yeah, so we're gonna, hopefully with any luck, get this drip tube done this week. And it's Wi-Fi enabled, so that's awesome. That's what we'll be doing with the chicken coop too whenever we move. I decided we're not putting chickens here. But we'll for sure have them at the Forever House. And what else can I tell you? Test drove a truck. That'll be fun. And then, yeah, I gotta go on Friday. There's just a lot. It's like a whole lot and nothing at the same time. I feel a lot better. I just feel so much more restored. I was so like at my wit's end, and I was so just done and fried. I wasn't myself. I couldn't make heads or tails of anything. I was just, ugh. So I feel a lot better. Yeah. And I've just really taken it easy. This month has not gone the way I had initially planned it to go, but that's just part of the course of life. But I feel like I'm like finally like okay, you know, like I'm all right, and that feels real good. But I'm gonna go out tomorrow and get the birds taken care of. Saturday I'm gonna figure out the what is it? Tonight I gotta cook for the folks. Tomorrow birds. Friday something, no doubt. My composters are finally almost there making compost, which is excellent because I've been working on that now for like a year practically. Less, but feels like it. But yeah. So we're just all in all making good headway on everything. What was I gonna tell you? What was it? Oh, so I rehabbed, I'll show you on Saturday when I do the garden tour, but I rehabbed the blackberry bushes. I don't remember, if y'all have been following me for a while, you'll have known that I cut the season short last year, just not by like a lot, by a couple weeks, but to rehab the bushes because they were in rough shape and they look 100 times better than they did last year, which is just awesome. I'll tell you what else makes me feel good. I got my hair done. Damn, that makes me feel so much better. Yeah, so we got blackberries on the, they're not black yet, they're still green, but they're there. That's awesome. And my beans are starting to climb. Just everything's looking good. Adelaide, I made her, my nose is itchy, sorry, I got allergies. Adelaide's got a mobile groomer appointment in a couple weeks, so her horrible haircuts are coming to an end. And yeah, there's just stuff. Once, I think here in, I don't know, not too long from now, we're gonna be making plans to go to Kentucky to see my dad, which is awesome. And then, yeah, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm back with the weekly vlogs, I'm back with content, I've got stuff, I've got an idea. I just feel so much better. I just needed the break is really what it was. Just needed the break. I needed to kind of let time, it was like the garden. I just needed to let time get the green out and start sprouting, and I needed that. I really did. So anyway, yeah, so I hope y'all are doing well, and let's go cook. Okay, I totally meant to vlog this and I forgot because I got going and I'm trying to feed, and I'm on a schedule, but I made dinner for vaccinators tonight. So I made, I'll show you what I made, but I'm gonna show you what we're feeding. Well, I'm feeding us because I already wrapped their stuff up. This is a sour cream and green chili enchilada with, it's filled with black beans and cheese. And then I did a rice, which is like, I just did like a vegetable stock rice with butter. And then silo cookies. So I have not put the lids on these yet, but that's what the silo cookies look like right now. So that's what they're getting tonight. Y'all, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening, and I just got in from covering, you can kind of see right there. I've covered all of my food plants that are specifically like summer. And I covered my dahlias just because I don't I don't have the heart to, you know, something happens to them. But all my bags, I've covered them, and anything that I just couldn't handle. You know what I mean? The blackberries aren't covered. That anemone ranunculus cut flower garden isn't covered, but I do have an extra bag over my mulch. So if push comes to shove, I can grab it, throw it over some anemones, ranunculuses, and then grab that mulch and bring it down to the porch. But the locals in my gardening groups that are on the other side of town from me, meaning like an hour north, they are saying they've had a lot of hail and people have lost their whole gardens. So I'm being extra careful. I just ran out there and I covered everything with the frost cloth. It's raining, but it's not bad. It's just I'm being careful because I just can't. I've had every single thing come up for me. I am not about to lose this stuff. Like, no. But yeah, like I'll go out there like a crazy person trying to keep all this stuff on in the hail. I do not care. But I've covered all my melons, everything in grow bags I've covered. Then I covered my beds that are over there. And then that big tall, I tried to cover that and it was right there, the top, the initial round of the top retention cut flower bed. I know that doesn't make any sense to you, but basically the tall ones, I tried to cover that and the blanket was too heavy when it started raining. I was pulling on them. So I'm just gonna cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, so I'm being extra careful because, you know, it's my nature. And I've worked so hard on these. I'm like not about to lose them. But yeah. Hi. So, I just went to the bird store, and I picked up some stuff, because as you can hear, and as I've been saying for a couple weeks now, I have attracted a whole lot of birds, and we have a bird bath, that I just, we moved it to, underneath this tree, but I'm going to clean it. There's just stuff, right? There's just stuff I need to do. I feel like I have an obligation to take care of these birds. And the guy was really helpful. He was actually really nice. He told me, I don't know if I told you all this, but I'm going to become a master gardener. I'm going to take the course. It starts in September, so I'm on the wait list for it. But once I do that, I think he asked if I would come in and teach a course, which I just thought was so nice, because we got talking about certain things. So yeah. So I got things. So a few just real high level stuff. Jeremy's big thing is he doesn't want, the folks that had the house before us, they just threw like Tractor Supply birdseed down and it grew. And that's one of the reasons why this, like the area that was all this rock, it was so crazy, because that's where all the birdseed had been thrown. And it was just like, it's just awful. It was a nightmare. So I was really adamant that we, like, whatever you throw down, it cannot grow. So that limited what I bought in terms of seed, but not in terms of, like, you know, quality of it. So I got this guy. This is a bird seed. It's like a bird feeder, and they've got perches. And then the other thing that's nice is I got this tray here, and that way whatever they spill, this will catch, so it doesn't get all over my ground, you know, all over the lawn that he's worked so hard on. And then I also bought, I've got a bird's nest over here in the corner, so I wanted to do something for those babies, right? Oh, I got this guy. It's a scrubber brush for my bird bath. And then I got, oh, I should have put this in my, whatever. And then I got some bird seed. So that's awesome. And this is gonna attract, he told me, I can't remember now. So it's sunflower chips, peanuts, and calcium carbonate. So let's feed some birds. And it's so nice. They're so helpful. There's like a quick release bottom. I feel, you can kind of tell, I feel bad for folks, not to like criticize, but like, I feel bad for folks that like, you can tell they've just had the, how much can I get for $1 conversation, like a lot. And so they're just real kind of like excited to be like, oh, you actually want like the best thing? Cool. So the conversation is different. I had that problem like all the time when I taught, or when I worked for brands, because people just want something for nothing. Anyway, so it was, part of it is I'm starved for like external stimulation, but the other part of it is it was just really nice to talk to somebody who was like, what do you want to do? And I told him and he was like, this is awesome. That made me happy. He's like, that's so cool that your yard's like that. I was like, yeah, I've worked really hard on it, but I'm really proud of that. So that made me feel nice. This is not opening. Anyway, I got my hair done and then it freaking rained. Oh, I didn't tell, yeah, so I ran outside to put the, I can't remember what I tell on stories and what I tell on YouTube. It's such a problem. Anyway, so I ran outside last night to cover my garden because of the potential hail, right? And I let it hang for a couple hours and then I was like, it's not gonna hail. So I came out here in the rain and I took it all down and rolled them up. So my hair just looks crazy. Which is not wonderful, but whatever. 'Tis what it is. Can I? Oh, I can't do that. Okay, great. So then, oh, how nice is this? Okay, so we lift up, we push in, push down. Excellent. And we just pour. And so what's so great about this is that they've got different perches, so they can like literally just perch, and then the bigger birds can stand here, and it's safe. This was all guaranteed for life, so if anything happens, I just take it right back. And then look, how cute! Oh, I'm so excited. Take care of these little baby birds, and it's nesting season, which like duh, but I don't know this, so like, oh, that makes sense. And so I have a bird's nest in one of my trees, and I said that to him. I said, look, I really feel like invested. I want to make sure these birds are okay. So I bought this guy, which is tidy cylinder feeder, which I just thought was really cute. And then I bought this thing called the nesting blend that's inside. He went ahead and put that inside for me. So I'm gonna hang this close to the bird's nest so the little birdies can be okay. But isn't this so nice? Look. And then it's got that little table. It's got the little bottom to it, so if anything happens, it's all right. You know what I mean? So that's exciting. Oh, it smells kind of good. It smells like hippie granola. Like the real healthy granola. That's what my dad calls it. Oh, you didn't even see that, sorry. Ah, how sweet. It's so easy. And now look. Oh, now I can take care of these babies. They're gonna be okay. And then you put the lid on here, and that way when it rains, they're all right, and you don't have a big old mess. And that's so handy. How great. And then there's my bird bath. I gotta clean it. And then there we go. That works. So now I've got that there on the house. I don't know if I love that, but we're gonna play because I don't think they're gonna bother my herbs, you know what I mean? And I like that it's pretty close to the bird. So did I show you all this? I can't remember. But look, I've got a little bird's nest right there. Do you see it? There's no birds in it right now, but it's been there for a while, so it's done okay. I made some cookies for some friends. A friend of mine has surgery, so I'm bringing cookies to her and her daughter. So that's what that's for. And then I'm about to make homemade pasta from scratch. Picked this on the bush.
And I love them.
They were excited.
It's got like these beautiful papers. They're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Oh, this is awesome.
Welcome home, Jake. The window, let him just soak it all in.
Because I hadn't even come hit
Don't
water.
stare.
I got upstairs to the window, yeah.
I can see for miles out those windows, and I could just sit in the living room and just stare at them.
It's kind of a head spin. It was also good, you know. Then I tried to just take it all in.
Turn around.
Hey, this thing will burn me out here. Right here.
See the rack of the wood?
Hey, this is the spot right here.
I know everything's a spot. I like this spot.
Yeah, that's true too.
I like this.
I never leave it. Look at this. Some goats to feed. You in the mood? Let's go. Tim and Tebow at my house in Waco, Texas. Tell me about this family. We want to fight for people that can't fight for themselves.
Callan and Lawson started using wheelchairs at a very young age.
Come on, Sam. Come on, Sam. Like that. Today especially. I'm on cloud 9 because it's not a typical day in the game space.
It's almost like this seems like a little office. If we can move this wall here,
Okay.
really square up these rooms, give them plenty of space. This is gonna all be hallway.
What is all
So
that back
that, I'm thinking that's gonna be their bathroom.
there? One bath. I think I did about this somewhere.
Slick. Did you really only do 1.5?
Like, it's like we were separated at birth. Yeah, I get it. Gosh, you're good looking. It's like looking in a mirror. Let's go check these blanks.
Okay, so my battery died, but I had it going on Instagram. So I went ahead, I had knife, so every single one of these I knife cut. So, I mean, it's real haphazard. It's not all even. I mean, you can tell, like, some of these are going to be real thick. I kind of like that. I like I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not a pro chef. You know what I mean? But yeah, so they do dry out. So you do want to make sure that you keep them pretty hydrated. And then I've got water boiling right now there, and I'm about to make sauce.
I don't know what this is gonna let us sustain everything down. But we can sustain the minor.
There's a really cool front entry tile that's going down. The guys are working on the hardwood floors.
I love it.
Is this what you envisioned?
Yeah, kind of subtle. This is good. You can still see a little bit of that rock, but it looks aged.
Alright.
One thing I'm wondering, now that I see this, is the orange.
I'm all ears for that. Now when she says to German schmear the entire
Good morning, everyone. You're gonna notice that this is Sunday. This is today. I didn't film a garden tour yesterday because I had to go to the garden center first thing in the morning, and like literally the sun hadn't risen yet when I was out here checking the garden fully, like enough for filming. So I pushed it today. So this is very current. I also realized I haven't shown y'all the garden in a while, and there has been a whole lot of updates. So let's get started. I feel like I need to like explain everything. So you can tell we've weeded. We tore up all of this already. I'm going to start with this because it's easy to explain and it's the new, the biggest new thing I should say. But yeah, so we are almost done with it, but you can see like we've had to take up these bigger, like the Austin stones, and we've laid down fresher pebble. And we're pretty fine with it. He wants to turn into a bit of a rock crawler course. You can tell we've had some wind. That's our little lawnmower in the back if you want to. It's called a Landroid. But yeah, so we need to sweep because it's been windy and rainy the last couple of days. But for the most part, like this looks a lot better than it did, and it's a lot more usable than it was, which is excellent. Over here, this guy keeps falling. Are my dahlias? I've got 4 in total. I've got 3 here, and I've got 1 over here. These are from Costco. These were literally, I got them because they're in containers. They sold them in the container. You dump, you plant. I did fertilize them when I planted them with bulb tone, but they have done amazingly well. They were like 20 bucks each, which for dahlias is like crazy good deal. So I was happily acquiring those, and they have just performed. Like these are not that old, and they just shot up. They had already started sprouting in the bags. They were like ready to go. So yeah, and I mean, they're not like the organic, like heirloom that I normally go for, but they're in containers. So honestly, it's totally fine with me. Like they're not spreading to anything else. You know what I mean? Also, sorry for my congestion. The allergies lately have been insane. Okay, so herb planter. This is the Siam Queen Thai basil. Let me get closer. These are the dahlias. Sorry, that's closer for you. I haven't done this in a minute. Siam Queen Thai basil is looking great. This here is Giant of Italy parsley, which is also just looking fantastic. my Thai sweet basil is right up in here. And there. My thyme did not take, so I don't know what's up with that. Up here is my dill. This is bouquet dill. And then this right here is a Greek dwarf basil. And then let's go to tomatoes. Do I need to water y'all yet? It's been rainy the last couple of days, so it's been kind of nice not having to water. Okay, so I had oregano here that just never took off either, so okay. This here is the black cherry tomatoes. You can see they're really starting to get some height. I have pruned some of the suckers off, not all of them. I don't like to do it all at once. Just I don't want to do too much trauma, you know. But yeah, so this black cherry, and then these are the Sunrise Bumblebee tomatoes. These are so cute. I love these. I love how like small they are. And then it's got some of the King Ellesmere pansies right in there. These are beans. So last time y'all saw these did not look like this. They're crazy. Look at them. He's building me a trellising system. I bought those tomato towers. They're terrible. Don't buy them. But I did in desperate need of trellising. So he built me one in CAD software and sent it to me yesterday, and I approved it, and then so he's gonna build it for me tomorrow. So I can kind of get ahead of the game on this, but like look how exciting. Can you see? Sorry. Can you see this? Oh my god, is this not the most thrilling? They're purple. This is the Blachilde bean, and like look at these leaves. Incredible. Incredible. So excited. So yeah, Blachilde, and then these are the dragon tongue beans. These are the ones that are like a green and purple blend. These are not as these aren't as big as these. Like they're like, it's a little shorter, but still they're coming up. Like the growth is there. And then throughout here we have the Zloty chamomile. So yeah, it's really exciting. But like look how like wild they get. Oh my god, I'm having so much fun watching these. And then over here, I had like amended, and we've got some stuff coming up. So I have planted a whole bunch of stuff in this. From the looks of it, this appears to be the nasturtium. Do not quote me, I don't know. I've never grown nasturtium. These appear to be the melons, which is a golden Jenny melon, which is really exciting because they're real cute and like kind of personal sized. These appear to be the tomatoes. So these are the French Saint-Pierre tomatoes. Also very exciting. And then I had... Jeremy thought this was like a thistle, but this was, I don't know, this I guess was the corn salad. I have no clue. Something I planted that grew out the side. Whatever. Same thing there. Okay. So much stuff. All right, so you can tell I've shown you all the rosemary that died. So yesterday I went out and I wanted to get something to replace it. So we replaced it with 3 of the double knockout pink roses. Now, if you have watched a lot of these, you know I have hemmed and hawed about putting roses in, and I always told myself no because I don't have the temperament. I'm too sensitive, too tender-hearted, sentimental, all that stuff, right? Like I don't want to leave them. That was me planting like a bare root rose, nurturing it, like how I do with everything else. Like I just really nurture it, right? And so kind of like in this side, where I don't do anything with it, it's just like for decoration mainly. It's like proper landscaping. That's what I decided to do with this because I really wanted the color. I really wanted roses. It just meant something to me to have roses in my garden. And I'm like, this is kind of perfect because it's just exactly what I would have done, right? It's just, I got so lucky yesterday. They literally got them delivered and I took 3 of them. So what I love about this, I'll show you up close, is they're already blooming, so I'm not like invested in the growth. You know what I mean? I've planted them. I have to mulch, but like fertilize all of that. But I don't have that like I raised you, nurtured you. You know, I'm invested. Don't get me wrong, but it's different than like planting the bare root, right? So that's where I was like totally fine. But like, look, and it's so cool. Oh, I love it. So yeah. Very, very, very happy. Very, very happy with these. You'll also notice this. This is some drip irrigation we are upgrading. So we've been running like slowly but surely, we're running drip irrigation through the whole garden. So we went ahead and laid this last night, and we laid down for the roses last night. We haven't done the Gabby garden yet. So this here, you can tell lots of activity. Here are my ranunculuses coming up. You can see them. Lots of little babies. I've got some anemones over there. I'll show you. Ranunculus there. So I've got a bunch of activity like there. I've got a lot. I've got a lot just about to break open. I had one anemone come up, and I had some celosia, I think it was, come up. Yeah, so like we're doing great. But yeah, that's I've had my first little hand. I think I showed you all that. My first little hand arrangement. I haven't edited this yet. Can you tell? But yeah, and my crepe myrtles come back to life, everything. And like, look at this angle, like with the roses. Isn't that just so perfect? And then when you kind of come up and you can see the other cut flower garden in the back, but it's just because it's so green right now. And I just wanted that pop of color, and it's just so vibrant, and they're roses and they're double knockouts. So they're like, it's like that perfect. It was just perfect. It just felt so good. And I'm like, you know, when you wait and you wait, do you do this? I do this, where you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait, and you kind of kick yourself for not doing whatever you want to do, and then you like nail it, and then you're so proud that you know, just held off and trusted your gut. And yeah, I just am so pleased with these. And it's weird because like normally I don't get this like about stuff I didn't grow, but I just feel like this attachment to putting roses into this specific space that I feel like I did a really good job. And even Jeremy was like, you could have done 4. And I was like, no, because they're going to grow, you know, and plus I think you're supposed to plant odds. I don't really follow that, but we'll see. Anyway, so I just think I love how they look. I really do. Okay, so cut flower garden, lots of activity. I'll show you the front so you can see some of the anemones. And then, oh, I showed you the birds. Okay, so bird bath. Isn't that such a pretty little vignette? Isn't that so pretty? I just love it out here. And then look, I've had birds, because look, I'm so excited about that. I've had birds. I feel like I do something right. I'm like, oh my God, I did it right. Yeah. It's like that A student trauma. All right. So can we just talk about, I'm so excited. Okay. So I have moss grilled parsley that's just doing so well. It's just like, yeah, you can grow me. Like the thyme and the, what's the other one that the oregano, we're like, no, bitch, no. But the parsley and I get along great. I had a volunteer tomato come. This is soil that I reused from last year. So I have a volunteer tomato in there. I don't know what it is. We're going to find out. Maybe it's migrated down from these. I don't know, but we're going to find out. I don't know what these are either. So, this here is the Murasaki purple pepper, which is just a purple. Look how cool. Look how cool. I'm like obsessed with the different leaves. It's just so cool to watch grow, and they like change and stuff. Like it's so, this is the thing that I always tell, like, I think it's awesome that you can buy established plants. I think it's really great, especially if something's happened to your garden. Like a lot of people lost their gardens to hail this week, where I live in like the other side of Austin. So like that's obviously, there's a ton of benefit, but personally, I love to grow from seed. I get really invested, and it means a lot. But you get to watch them like change, and it's like watching kids grow up. It's like the coolest thing. So, you know what I mean? Like, you know when they wake up and they look a little different and like their chin came in or whatever? It's like that kind of stuff. You're like, oh wow. I just get such a kick out of it. Anyway, so these are, I think I have like 2 hot peppers in the whole garden because of kids, and I don't want to traumatize them. So like, yeah, that'll be fine. And then this is the Kentucky beefsteak tomato, which I cannot tell you how excited I am about this because I'm from Kentucky. So I felt like it was my duty to grow this when I saw it, and it's doing so well. And I feel like a very proud like Kentuckian, and I just feel like my dad would be really proud of me because my dad's a Kentucky Colonel, so like it's a thing. Yeah, and then so over here we have this thing called Momolo basil, which like, can we just look at that? Like, look how dense that is. So I've never grown this before, and it just is doing phenomenally because look how thick that looks. you know, like you can just put, and it smells incredible. Like this area smells phenomenal, but it's just so cool. Look how big they are already. And that's the point. They're like mammoth basil, but it's like even as a little guy, it's still so big and it's so cool. Look at him getting stuck in the blackberries. That's awesome. Thanks for that, buddy. We have to fix there's like so much to tell you. Okay. So anyway, yeah, very happy. So we are running the drip tube for this last night. This is green mozzarella cauliflower, and these are Batavian full heart endive. Now, here's the thing. I don't anticipate these actually fully harvesting because of how our weather is, like our climate. We just don't have a long enough cold climate. And with the snowpocalypse, I lost my first round of these to it. So I reseeded, just kind of going, we'll see what happens. And I like watching stuff grow. Like that's half the fun for me. So I don't really anticipate harvesting cauliflower. I just wanted to understand more of what it looks like throughout its life cycle. So plus it's just so much fun to watch grow. So I don't really mind that I don't like eat a cauliflower. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. It's fine to wait like another couple of seasons. Anyway, the endive looks phenomenal. This is a weird one to watch because it looks like it's dying and then it like bounces back and then it looks amazing. And then it looks like it's dying again. So it's like it's like a, whoever the dramatic sign, it's like a Gemini. Okay, this is Benihushi Mizuna. I just want to talk about this because this is like the most fun thing. This is a Japanese mustard green. So I've never had any of those things. I've never had a Japanese vegetable, to my knowledge. I've never had mustard greens, and I've obviously never grown them. So I grew them because they grow purple, and Pog loves purple. They are so much fun to watch grow. They are resilient as all hell. They were the first thing I lined up for drip irrigation, and they love it. They're kind of heavy feeders, but I believe they're full grown. So I can start like properly harvesting off of this now. I've had it like as a little salad. It can't be eaten by itself. It's not like arugula where it has like a real peppery flavor, which by the way is right there. But it's fun. And it's just one of those things where it's like, well, now I've tried that. I took out a ton of my purple of Sicily cauliflower I had here. I had some aphid damage. I did notice I had not cauliflower. I did notice I had ladybugs though. So that's amazing because ladybugs eat aphids. So that to me told me a few things. One is my pests are officially here. But two is I've done enough good that I've attracted the things that'll help. Like my little ecosystem, right? Because the best line of defense is having the thing that'll eat that thing. Okay, so this is Wild Rocket Arugula. This is also doing really well. Yeah, like it's just fun to watch. It's incredible. It's delicious. It tastes just like real peppery. It's awesome. I love it. But yeah, and then we've got little drip irrigation in here. So, you know, but the thing that we were learning when doing this, because he was like, man, this isn't really conducive to how you plant. I'm like, I know, but I didn't have this when I started planting. So now it'll kind of change how I plant and sow seeds. I won't overseed as much, I guess, but it is a lot of fun to experiment. This is how you learn, you know? It's so fun though. Like hands-on classrooms is that's like my favorite. So yeah, anyway, so Wild Rocket Arugula, this was purple of Sicily cauliflower. I still left some because of the ladybugs, but I don't anticipate any kind of activity off of this just because the weather, you know. But this guy and everything else, I'm loving it. Okay, so let's talk blackberries. If y'all remember last year, I worked my ass off trying to save these guys because they were in rough shape. And look, where can I take you? Oh, look. I have blackberries, but here's what's so cool. I have blackberries over here, which means I grew them all around the grapes. So the grapes they lived here and then there was like nothing here. Well, now the blackberries have expanded and they're like enveloping it, right? So this whole thing is blackberries. And this is what I was talking to you about. So, oh God, because like, look, the little asshole. So we've got to get this thing, which is very thorny, mounted up somehow. So this is a Jeremy task because he's 6'5" and I'm 5'4". So yeah, so we've got to mount it up to keep the Landroid from running it over. But also like, look, You see, there's so many. So like I'm gonna be in blackberry season pretty soon, which is just the best. Like that to me is like the real kickoff. But like, look. Isn't this so cool? So like I fixed all this. I take a lot of pride in that. That makes me very happy. Okay, and then we're gonna go down here. Look from this angle, you can see the pink a little bit. Okay, so lots of newness here. Buena Mulata peppers. Look how cool. Look how cool. And then this is a lipstick pepper. This is a pimento pepper. So I grow this for my dad because he loves pimento cheese and I want to make him pimento cheese from scratch. These here are early moonbeam watermelons. These are like a yellow watermelon. These are Mexican primroses. These purple volunteers. This is a Cosmic Eclipse tomato, doing great. This is a lemon spice jalapeno. That guy took forever to come up, but I'm very happy he did. These are Rosella tomatoes. So these are smaller as well. This is the strawberry watermelon. I can't tell you how excited I am about this one. It's like a big pink interior melon. So I'm hopeful that it's like, you know, it's a strawberry watermelon. Like, who doesn't want to try that, right? So yeah, I'm jazzed I've got that many plants because that to me is a good sign. This is the beast that Jeremy has to cut back. This is Virginia creeper. I happen to be allergic to it, so he has to cut it because oh, it sucks. So I just try to keep my distance. This is solar flare tomatoes. This here is Dr. Witchies. So if you're from Roots and Refuge, like you watch them, she talks about that tomato a lot. This here is the tender sweet orange watermelon. I really did not think these were going to come up for me at all because they took so long, but they did. And then this here are the Yellow Moon and Stars tomatoes, or excuse me, watermelons. Sorry, that's a watermelon that's orange. This is a watermelon that's yellow. I have 2 yellows, 1 orange, 1 pink. I have a lot of stuff growing. I get them confused. But anyway, Yellow Moon and Stars. And what's cool about this is the outside, like the skin, looks like a little crescent moon and stars. Hence the name. This is the Du d'Espagne pepper, which, yeah, I don't really know why I started growing this, but I did. But they're all fun, you know. Black Krim tomato. These are the Kajari melons. These are the Indian melons that I grew last year that look like that's like the tiger stripe melons. I'm very happy, and they also have a trellis, which makes me extremely happy. These are one of my French melons. This is the Petit Gris Dillon. And there's just so many of them. So again, they have their own trellis. Everything like this has a trellis to climb. We're good. I thought that through. Oh, I've not had coffee. You can tell. Sorry. I'm very apologetic for I'm not making any sense. Carbon tomato. Happy about that. Habanero pepper. It's a habanero without the heat because children. And then this is the Chalantais, right? Yeah, Chalantais melon, which is another French muskmelon. And then this is the Noix de Calme, which is also a French muskmelon. So I've got several of those. I love French stuff. I'm a big Francophile. I love melons. I love growing stuff. So why wouldn't I? Hence the Saint-Pierre tomato. I love French stuff. I love tomatoes. Why wouldn't I do that? Here is the front. Well, depending on how you look at it. Here's the other side of the, that guy's looking a little rough. But here's the other side of the garden. So you can see I've got a bunch of them coming up. You know, right there. There's like 4 right there. And I weed every day and it doesn't look like it. That's how intense these things come up. These look like zinnias. So either these are zinnias that reseeded themselves or they're zinnias that have kind of migrated down. We're going to find out. I might pull them depending on what they are because if they're the giant ones, they get massive and I don't want them to like bum rush off their ranunculus. Here is another view of my beautiful roses. And then this is the like decorative section. Those are weeds I pulled yesterday that I didn't clean up. But I've got cast iron plants. I've got different, just kind of ornamental, you know, something different mainly. And then here we go. These look way different than they did last time you saw them. So everything's come up. That's words. Everything has come up. I went to public school in Kentucky. So here we have, I'm going to tell you what's in here. I'm also going to tell you everything I planted or like seeded prior to the snowpocalypse. And so all of that water altered, like basically from this tree down to about like here. So what I planted is not necessarily where it is, right? So I'm just going to tell you, and then we're going to see as it comes up where it actually found itself. I have ruby gold and caramel apple or rock. I don't anticipate seeing that. I think those died. I've got Dara. I've got a bread seed, pink peony poppy, which I think are these big ones. I don't know. I have pennycress. And I have a unicorn mix celosia. But like, look in there. Isn't that so trippy? It's like a jungle in there. Isn't that crazy? I like love this. I'm like, look, you just come down and suddenly nuts, right? It's so cool. What's that? Oh, I can trim some of these. Okay. Yeah. I've got the Eden Brothers gift mix. That was like I can't remember what was in it. And then I've got dahlias. I also have, okay, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Cactus pink zinnia. The gift mix. I have a unicorn zinnia. I have the bonbon zinnia. I've got a peppermint stick zinnia. Fuck, I forgot I landed on this. And then I got a romantic mix ranunculus, Chabon, Le France, carnation, and a cafe au lait dinner plate dahlia. These are my dahlias. So I just laid down Sluggo Plus last night, or yesterday evening, I should say, really, because these guys, like that, and that, I don't want, you know what I mean? Like, no. So that's an organic, like, treatment, to help keep your plants okay. So I laid that down, and it's great for flowers. So that's what I did. And like, look, man, he just like tore that one up, right? So I needed to make sure. Anyway, so I did that. The dinner plate dahlias, I got some bamboo stakes for, and I'm going to get that trellising gun because they get huge, and they're literally called dinner plate dahlias because their heads get the size, like those blossoms get the size of dinner plates, but they are the most gorgeous. Like if you ever wanted to grow a dahlia, it's probably because you saw a cafe au lait one. There's another one called Breakout that is like stunning, but yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited those come up because, you know, that matters to me, right? Like I'm invested. I planted these from nothing. So they make me happy. But yeah, you can see what a difference. What a difference. Sorry, I'm in the shadow. This is made in just a couple of weeks. I told y'all, just give it a couple of weeks and it's going to explode. And it did. And I think you're going to see color here pretty soon. But yeah, isn't that awesome? So every single thing that I've planted so far for food has come up. I just started pulling the kind of cooler weather crops out. I'm not in a big rush. That'll probably take me a couple weeks because I'm saving those beds for my fall crops, like that I have to plant in June. So it's not like, there's no rush. But yeah, so we're officially at the weeding, tending, we're laying down drip irrigation. There's just a lot. I'm gonna see some harvest probably in the next, I'd say within a month. Which is just really exciting to think about. But isn't that just what was worth the wait, y'all? I'm very proud of this. These are 64 things I've got currently growing. When I pulled the purple cauliflower completely out, I'll be down at 63. But I've got 64 things currently growing in my garden. I'm very, oh, well, I don't count the roses. So, and I don't count this or that because I just put it in the ground and like tend to them, you know? But yeah, so lots of activity. Thank you all so much for watching this week. Thank you for giving me some time off. I really appreciated it. yeah, I really appreciate it. I needed it. My headspace was just so, oof, it's so not me. And I just needed to recoup and like figure it out. And I'm in a way better headspace now. So definitely weather related, definitely garden influenced, but whatever, take the win where you can. I'm vaccinated. That's obviously been a massive load off my mind. Jeremy is, so yeah. My parents are, my stepdad's not, so we're not gonna go see him, but my dad is, my mom is, so my brother is, so like everything's, you know what I mean? You're just like, oh, it's coming. I feel like I'm making progress. Yeah, so anyway, thanks y'all so much for watching. I'll conclude on the new guys that are pretty. I hope you have a great weekend and a great week ahead of y'all, and I'll see you very, very soon.